Welcome to Coin Shock America. America, listen to me carefully before you spend another old penny. Right now, somewhere across the United States of America, rare Lincoln wheat pennies are hiding in old jars, forgotten collections, and pocket change. Some of these historic 1-cent coins have become highly desirable among collectors. The first coin is the famous 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny. Minted in Denver, this classic wheat penny remains a favorite among collectors. While most examples are common, coins with strong strikes, beautiful color, and rare mint errors can attract significant attention in the coin market. Many collectors still search through rolls of pennies hoping to find an exceptional 1953 D example. The second coin is the legendary 1943 copper Lincoln wheat penny. This famous era coin was accidentally struck on copper planchets during a year when most pennies were made of steel. It remains one of the most talked about coins in American numismatic history. The third coin is the well-known 1955 doubled die Lincoln wheat penny. Its dramatic doubled lettering made it one of the most recognizable era coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint, and collectors continue to hunt for it today. These historic wheat pennies remind us that valuable and collectible coins can still be found in old collections and inherited coin jars. Before you spend another penny, take a closer look. That old Lincoln wheat penny could be a piece of American history hiding in plain sight. Subscribe to Coin Shock America for more rare coin discoveries, wheat penny values, and exciting U.S. coin collecting stories. Let's get started. Up coin number 1. The 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny may look like an ordinary 1-cent coin, but collectors across the United States continue searching through old collections hoping to uncover beautiful examples from this historic era of American coinage. The year was 1953. America was experiencing a period of growth, confidence, and change. Families were buying new homes, businesses were expanding, highways connected cities across the nation, and millions of Lincoln wheat pennies traveled from hand to hand every single day. During this time, the Denver Mint struck millions of pennies carrying the famous D Mint mark beneath the date. These small copper coins became part of daily life, passing through stores, restaurants, schools, gas stations, and neighborhoods throughout the country. At the time, nobody paid much attention to them. They were simply pennies. They bought candy, newspapers, soda, and small everyday items. Most people spent them without a second thought. Yet decades later, collectors would begin searching for these same coins because they represent an important chapter in American history and one of the most beloved coin series ever produced. The Lincoln wheat penny itself had already become an American icon by 1953. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, it was the first regularly circulating United States coin to feature a real historical person. Lincoln's portrait represented leadership, courage, and determination, while the wheat stalks on the reverse symbolized prosperity, agriculture, and the hard-working spirit of America. Imagine opening an old wooden box passed down through generations and finding a dark copper penny resting quietly among forgotten keepsakes. Its surface may be worn. Its color may have darkened with age. Yet that small coin carries decades of history. It may have traveled through countless cities, passed through thousands of hands, and witnessed an entire era of American life before finally coming to rest in a collection. One reason collectors admire the 1953 D wheat penny is its classic copper appearance. When newly struck, these pennies displayed a bright reddish-orange glow that shimmered under light. Over time, exposure to air, moisture, and circulation transformed many examples into deeper shades of red-brown and chocolate-brown. Every coin developed its own unique appearance, making each surviving piece slightly different from the next. Some collectors spend years searching for examples that still display original mint luster. Others enjoy heavily circulated pieces because they reveal evidence of a long journey through history. Every scratch, mark, and worn detail becomes part of the coin's story, reflecting decades of movement through everyday American life. The mystery surrounding old wheat pennies has fascinated collectors for generations. Throughout the history of the United States Mint, unusual varieties, striking differences, and unexpected minting characteristics occasionally appeared during production. Because of this, collectors carefully inspect dates, mint marks, lettering, and design details, searching for something unusual. The excitement of discovery is one of the reasons coin collecting remains so popular. Somewhere, hidden inside an old jar or forgotten collection, a remarkable coin may still be waiting to be found. Every collector dreams of opening an inherited box and discovering a piece that has remained unnoticed for decades. The 1950s represented one of the final chapters of the wheat penny era. Only a few years after 1953, the famous wheat reverse design would eventually be replaced. Because of this, collectors often view coins from the early 1950s as important reminders of the final years of one of America's most beloved coin designs. Across the United States, countless wheat pennies disappeared into piggy banks, dresser drawers, coffee cans, and family collections. Some were intentionally saved because people liked their appearance. Others were forgotten completely. Today, these hidden collections continue resurfacing through estate sales, inherited property, and old storage boxes, creating excitement among collectors eager to uncover pieces of American history. Condition plays an important role in collector interest. A heavily circulated coin tells a story of use and survival. A carefully preserved coin may still display sharp details and original brilliance. Both types appeal to collectors for different reasons. Some appreciate the beauty of preservation, while others enjoy the character that comes with decades of circulation. The image of Abraham Lincoln gives every wheat penny special meaning. Lincoln remains one of the most respected figures in American history because of his leadership during one of the nation's most difficult periods. Seeing his portrait on a coin connects modern collectors with generations of Americans who carried these pennies every day. Many of the most exciting coin discoveries began with ordinary-looking coins that were overlooked for years. That possibility keeps collectors searching through jars, albums, rolls, and collections. Every old penny carries the potential to reveal something interesting about history, production methods, or the people who once owned it. The 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny also serves as a reminder of how dramatically America has changed. When this coin was new, televisions were becoming common in homes, automobiles were transforming transportation, and the nation was entering a new period of prosperity. Every surviving penny from that era acts as a small time capsule connecting us to the past. As decades passed, millions of wheat pennies disappeared from circulation. Some were lost. Others were saved. Many were forgotten. Yet enough survived to keep the fascination alive among collectors who continue searching for beautiful examples and hidden treasures. Today, collectors still admire the 1953 D. Wheat Penny for its historical significance, classic design, and connection to a memorable period in American history. Whether bright red, red-brown, or dark brown, every surviving example represents a piece of the past that has endured through generations. The excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility that an overlooked coin might hold a remarkable story. A simple penny found in an old jar can open a window into history and spark curiosity about where it has traveled and who once carried it. So before spending any old wheat penny you find, take a closer look. Examine the date, the Denver mint mark, the lettering, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Next up, the 1957 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny may appear to be an ordinary 1-cent coin, but collectors across the United States continue searching through old collections hoping to uncover beautiful examples from the final years of the famous wheat penny era. The year was 1957. America was experiencing a time of growth, innovation, and optimism. New cars filled the highways, neighborhoods expanded across the country, and millions of Lincoln Wheat pennies moved through stores, restaurants, schools, banks, and businesses every single day. During this historic period, the Denver Mint produced Lincoln Wheat Pennies carrying the familiar D Mint mark beneath the date. These coins became part of everyday American life, passing from one hand to another without attracting much attention. At the time, nobody imagined that decades later collectors would be carefully examining these same pennies under bright lights and magnifying glasses. Most people viewed them simply as spending money. They purchased candy, newspapers, soft drinks, and everyday necessities. Yet every one of those pennies carried a small piece of American history that would survive long after the era itself had passed. The Lincoln Wheat Penny already held a special place in American coinage by 1957. Introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first regularly circulating United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. Lincoln's image symbolized leadership, courage, and perseverance, while the wheat stalks on the reverse represented the strength and productivity of the American people. Imagine opening an old family collection that has remained untouched for decades. Inside, among old photographs and keepsakes, rests a worn copper penny with a small D beneath the date. Its surfaces may be dark from age, its details softened from circulation, yet it still carries the same design that Americans recognized for generations. That small coin becomes a direct connection to another era. One of the reasons collectors appreciate the 1957 D Wheat Penny is its classic copper beauty. When newly struck, these coins displayed bright red mint color and strong luster. As years passed, many developed deeper shades of red-brown and brown through natural aging. Each surviving coin developed its own unique appearance, giving every example individual character. Collectors often enjoy examining old wheat pennies because every coin tells a different story. Some remained safely stored and preserved much of their original brilliance. Others circulated heavily and collected decades of marks and wear. Both types remain interesting because they reveal different journeys through history. The late 1950s represented the closing chapter of the famous Wheat Penny series. Only 1 year after 1957, the Wheat Penny design would come to an end. This makes coins from these final years especially meaningful to collectors who appreciate the history of American coinage and the transition from one design era to another. Across the United States, countless wheat pennies disappeared into jars, boxes, drawers, and collections. Some were saved intentionally because people liked their appearance. Others were forgotten entirely. Decades later, collectors continue discovering these hidden coins in estate sales, inherited collections, and long-forgotten family storage boxes. The excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility of discovery. Every old penny has the potential to reveal something interesting about history, production methods, or the lives of the people who once carried it. That possibility keeps collectors searching through rolls, albums, jars, and collections year after year. The Denver Mint played an important role in producing coinage for the growing nation. Millions of pennies left the Denver facility and traveled throughout the country. Each coin began its journey with fresh copper surfaces and sharp details, eventually becoming part of everyday commerce in towns and cities across America. Many collectors enjoy studying the smallest details on old wheat pennies. They examine the lettering, wheat stalks, date, mint mark, and Lincoln portrait looking for exceptional preservation and attractive eye appeal. Sometimes a coin that appears ordinary at first glance reveals details that make it especially memorable to collectors. The image of Abraham Lincoln gives every wheat penny lasting significance. Lincoln remains one of the most respected leaders in American history because of his role during a critical period in the nation's development. Every Lincoln cent serves as a small reminder of that historical legacy. The 1957 D Wheat Penny also represents a fascinating period of American culture. Television was becoming a central part of family life. Automobiles symbolized freedom and opportunity. Communities were expanding rapidly. Every coin from that era traveled through a society experiencing tremendous change and growth. Over time, many wheat pennies vanished from circulation. Some were lost forever. Others were melted, damaged, or discarded. Fortunately, many survived in collections where they continue to be appreciated by new generations of collectors who admire their history and design. One reason coin collecting remains popular is that remarkable discoveries sometimes begin with ordinary-looking coins. A penny found in an old jar can inspire someone to learn about history, minting technology, and the stories behind America's coinage. Every collection contains possibilities, and every search offers the chance to uncover something special. The mystery surrounding old wheat pennies continues to attract attention because no one knows exactly what hidden treasures remain undiscovered. Somewhere, forgotten collections still sit quietly in attics, basements, and storage rooms waiting to be opened. Inside may be coins that have not been seen for decades. Today, the 1957 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny remains one of the most recognized issues from the final years of the Wheat Penny series. Whether bright red, red-brown, or dark brown from years of circulation, every surviving example represents a small but important piece of American history. The fascination with these pennies goes beyond money. Collectors value them because they provide a direct connection to another time. Holding a wheat penny means holding an object that witnessed everyday life during a completely different era of American history. So before spending any old wheat penny you find, take a closer look. Examine the date, the Denver mint mark, the lettering, and the wheat stalks. Next up, the 1956 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny may look like a simple 1-cent coin that most people would overlook, but collectors across the United States continue searching for these historic pennies because they represent the final years of the beloved wheat cent series and the enduring legacy of American coin collecting. Travel back to the year 1956. America was growing rapidly. New highways stretched across the country, families filled expanding neighborhoods, and businesses thrived in cities and small towns alike. Every day, millions of pennies changed hands in grocery stores, restaurants, movie theaters, schools, gas stations, and corner shops. Among those coins were Lincoln Wheat pennies struck at the Denver Mint, carrying the familiar D mint mark beneath the date. At the time, nobody imagined that decades later collectors would be carefully examining these same pennies under magnification, searching for beautifully preserved examples and pieces of history. To most Americans, they were simply coins used to buy everyday necessities. Children carried them to candy stores, workers carried them in their pockets, and families stored them in jars without giving them much thought. The Lincoln Wheat Penny already had a remarkable history by 1956. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first regularly circulating American coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. Lincoln's image represented determination, leadership, and integrity, while the wheat stalks on the reverse symbolized prosperity, growth, and the hard-working spirit that helped build the nation. Imagine opening a dusty wooden box that has remained untouched for decades. Inside, beneath old letters and family photographs, sits a small copper penny with the date 1956 and a tiny D mint mark. The coin may be dark from age. It may show signs of circulation. Yet it remains a surviving witness to a completely different era of American life. When these pennies were freshly struck, they displayed brilliant copper-red surfaces that shimmered in the light. Over the decades, many developed rich shades of red-brown and chocolate-brown as natural aging transformed their appearance. Each surviving penny became unique, carrying its own pattern of wear, color, and character. Collectors often appreciate old wheat pennies because every coin tells a different story. Some remained carefully protected in albums and preserved much of their original beauty. Others traveled through countless transactions, collecting marks and wear that reflect years of circulation. Both types offer a fascinating glimpse into the journey of American money through time. The Denver Mint played an important role in producing coinage during the 1950s. Millions of pennies left the facility and entered circulation across the country. Every coin began its journey with sharp details and bright copper color before becoming part of everyday life in homes, businesses, and communities nationwide. One of the reasons coin collecting remains exciting is the possibility of discovery. Throughout American coin history, unusual varieties, striking differences, and unexpected mint characteristics have occasionally captured the attention of collectors. Because of this, enthusiasts carefully inspect dates, mint marks, lettering, and design elements on every coin they encounter. The final years of the Wheat Penny series hold special significance among collectors. Only a short time after 1956, the famous wheat reverse would be replaced by a new design. As a result, many collectors view these late-date wheat pennies as important reminders of the closing chapter of one of America's most iconic coin series. Across the United States, countless wheat pennies disappeared into drawers, jars, coffee cans, and family collections. Some were intentionally saved because people admired their design. Others were forgotten completely. Decades later, these hidden collections continue to resurface through estate sales, inherited property, and old storage discoveries. The excitement surrounding old pennies comes from the fact that remarkable finds often begin with ordinary-looking coins. A collector never knows what might be hidden in a forgotten jar or tucked away in an old family album. Every search offers the possibility of uncovering a coin with exceptional history, preservation, or collector appeal. Abraham Lincoln's portrait remains one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. His leadership during one of the nation's most difficult periods secured his place among the most respected figures in history. Every wheat penny bearing his image serves as a small tribute to that enduring legacy. The 1956 Wheat Penny also represents a fascinating snapshot of American culture. It circulated during a decade known for innovation, optimism, and economic growth. Television was becoming a household staple, automobiles symbolized freedom, and communities across the nation were changing rapidly. Every surviving penny from that era carries a connection to those historic times. As years passed, many wheat pennies vanished from circulation. Some were lost forever, while others remained hidden away in collections waiting to be rediscovered. Their survival allows modern collectors to hold a tangible piece of history in their hand.